Jai Jinendra, welcome to Transformational Meditation class, session 5. Vishal, over to you.
Okay, welcome everybody. I hope you can hear me. I know there was messages on there that yeah, we weren't able to hear any sound in the background for the introduction, but sorry, apologies. We've had a technical glitch, thus the delay. So we're starting now. Can you hear me first of all? If you can put in the chat loud and clear, fantastic. Thank you. So yes, welcome. This is session 5, and we are well on our way to the heart chakra today. So fantastic! Thank you for your messages back and feedback on with regards to that. You can hear us now. We'll start off by asking ourselves, how did we do this week? Did we complete the homework? Have you done any chanting meditation? Again, if you put a number of days you've done this week, it'd be nice to see. Put it in the chat how many days you did the chanting meditation. It'd be nice to know. Fantastic. So getting the numbers in, brilliant. 5, 2. Okay, let them all come in. And whilst you put them in, again, welcome to this fifth session. And this is our last session for the year. So we're going to finish today for the year, but there are actually four more sessions, which we will be doing in the new year. So we'll be taking a break for the next about 3 or 4 weeks, and then we begin on the 6th of January, which will be session 6. So we still have 6, 7, 8, and 9, 4 sessions left, which will continue in the new year. So fantastic. We're getting the numbers now: 7, 2, 5, 7, 7. Wonderful. Wow. Someone did 8 days out of the sound. Fantastic. That's good to know. It's always nice to start off with a bit of a laugh there. So, brilliant. So, again, 5, 2, 4, 7. Lovely. So good to see that you've been chanting, you've been doing the meditations. I actually did a different kind of way of chanting this week, so it was really nice to feel all the chakras, vibrating and really healthy, I would say, because when I did the chants, I was doing it 9 of each chakra as I went through them, and yeah, just to let you know that it was a fantastic experience. So let us all now begin by just closing our eyes, bringing ourselves fully here to this very moment. Okay. If we just sit comfortably today, we're going to be doing a nice feel good meditation. So not a one where it brings tears to our eyes, or not one where we feel emotional, because yeah, otherwise you'll be like, oh, Vishal's just making us cry, right? And that's not my well, in a way, I would love for you to let go of those emotions that you have stored in your body, your being. But sometimes it's nice to balance it out, right? Balance it out with a nice feel good meditation. So let's just close our eyes, start to take in deep breaths in, bringing our full focus, our complete attention to this very moment. If there are any thoughts that come, let them pass, let them drift by, and just focusing on your breath, allowing any surface level energies to flow out from your hands, your feet, any stresses that you might have had for the day, anxieties, or any over the weekend too. Just allowing it all to flow out. Letting go of any judgments, expectations of this session, of yourself, or even for myself. Letting go of any judgments, any expectations. Okay? Bringing your full focus, because when we are fully focused in the session without any thoughts in our heads, then we get the best results. Lovely. Now take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Wonderful. So, like I said, today's session is the fifth session on the heart chakra. And we're going to first see what we have in store for you in this session. So I'm going to go to my slides. I'm going to share my screen here. Just give me a minute. Here we go. And there we go. Fantastic. So, like I said, fifth session for the heart chakra. And today's agenda, we go through it. So, introductions, there was a brief introductions. Sorry for the delay as well. Again, technical issues today. We'll remind ourselves of our why and scope. We will also look into the heart chakra characteristics. By the way, this is my favorite chakra, and you'll come to know why. Heart chakra symptoms we will look at as well. Control dramas, something I mentioned in the WhatsApp group today. We will talk about control dramas, how we suck energies from others, right? And how our energy is sucked too. If you're aware of this, you'll be better be able to, focus your energy in the right way. Your heart chakra score, we will find that out. So have your apps open, have your phones ready, because we will be working out what your heart chakra score is. This tells us to what level it is blocked or open, right? Then we're going to do this meditation. It's a beautiful meditation today. It's, like I said, a feel-good meditation, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And then, of course, I'd like to hear from you how you did, how the meditation was for you, and then we will conclude and talk about the next session rather than the next week. Like I said, we're going to be taking a break, and we will be back on the 6th of January. And then finally, we'll go into the Q&A. Okay? So let us now start by defining what it is that we are doing and reminding ourselves of what these sessions are for. So essentially what we are doing is we are trying to clear the blocks in our chakras. As you can see them here, the 7 chakras. So where we are right now is the Anahata, which is the heart chakra. You can see it there. It's quite an obvious position there. Just right at our heart center. And this chakra is actually a kind of a, you could say, it's in between the physical chakras, which are the lower chakras, these 3, and the metaphysical chakras, which are the higher 3 chakras, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. So the heart kind of sits in between, and you could say it's both a physical and a metaphysical chakra. Metaphysical means more, you could say, connected to spirit or the soul, and the bottom 3 chakras very much connected to the materialistic world that we live in. Okay, so this is where the heart chakra has got 2 divisions. One, which is the outer courtyard, you could call it. In order to go through it, you have to face your shadow self, you may call it, because a shadow self is something that still needs developing, or needs to be developed. Once you face your shadow self, you are able to go into the inner sanctum of the heart. Okay, so this is something that needs. If you have cleared the lower chakras, you'll be able to go into the inner sanctum. Okay, so that's what we are doing. I want you to now write down on the chat, remembering your why. I always mention this at the start of the session. Remember, why is it that you're doing these sessions? Why is it that you want to learn meditation? Why is it that you want to know more about yourself, your inner self? Put down your why, whether it's to do with health, relationships, your career, your purpose. Just put it down in the chat, and I'd like to know, because again, like I say, when we write it down, it really sets in, and we then can really move forward really quickly, and with that diligence, wanting to actually know what it is that, or why is it that we're doing this, will take you even further. Okay, so fantastic. I'm seeing the chat here. So a lot of the whys coming through: better health, happiness, inner peace, health again, a lot of health better well-being, relationships, brilliant. To quieten the mind, meditate, sleep, and blood pressure. Blood pressure, very, very interesting because we're going to talk about that today. I did share a video, by the way, on the group about how one of the people that I worked with lowered her blood pressure, and I hope you had a chance to watch that. Health and well-being, health relationships, a lot to do with health. Fantastic. So if you are wise, strong enough, then you'll really go far. Okay. Now, as we go into the next slide, we will talk about what the characteristics of the heart chakra, and you're going to help me here, okay? So I'm hoping that you're wearing your colors, either pink or green, like I'm wearing a pink, and if you're wearing pinks or greens, that would be wonderful. So the color for the heart chakra is green or pink, as we know already. What do you think the element of the heart chakra is? If you can put that down on the chat. What do you think the element is? Someone's written pink chuni they are wearing. Fantastic. Lovely. Air, yes. You're writing air. Fantastic. So air is the element. You're right. Absolutely. What do you think is the beach mantra? Like I said, there's in the previous slide, there was a clue already. What is the beach mantra for the heart chakra? You can write that down as well on the chat. Yam, yes. Someone's written hum. Hum is going a little bit further. So it is yum. Brilliant. And what about the frequency of the heart chakra? Slightly higher frequency. Yes, you're very close if you've written 600. Brilliant. Awesome. So it is 639. Fantastic. You got it very, very right there. Whoever wrote the first one. And what about the emotion? Emotion of the heart chakra. You write love. So that's a positive emotion. What emotion actually blocks the heart chakra? Compassion is a positive emotion. What about a negative emotion? What jealousy? Yes. So jealousy blocks both the solar plexus and the heart. Correct. Hate. Yes. Anger. Yeah. Secondary emotion. Lack of trust. What emotion do we feel when somebody, a negative emotion in our heart? Hurt. Fantastic. You got it. So hurt is something that we feel in our heart when somebody hurts us, if we are in a relationship with them, or even generally if we are, hurt by them, then we get hit in our heart, right? And the other one is grief. Grief, when a loved one passes on, dies, we feel that in our heart, right? So grief is another negative emotion that blocks the heart chakra. Wonderful. So you've got all of that right. Well done to all of you. A pat on your backs there. What about the symptoms? Now, these I've already shared, so I'll go quickly through them. The symptoms of the heart chakra. So how do you know if your heart chakra is blocked? And if you are suffering from chest pain, heart attack, if you had an heart attack, means that your heart is blocked. If you had asthma, a lot of people had asthma in their childhood, that means your heart is blocked too. High blood pressure indicates a blocked heart chakra, right? In terms of your career and finances, if you find it difficult to collaborate or lead with compassion, absolutely, we've seen all those kinds of leaders who are, not compassionate at all. Their heart chakra is blocked. Feeling isolated. If you feel like you're lonely, you're by yourself, even though you might have people around you, some of us have families around us, people around us, but we still feel from within that we are lonely, right? We don't have anyone. So that means your heart chakra is blocked. Difficulty connecting with clients, again, another indicator. In terms of relationships, emotionally closed off. So, what that means is if somebody is maybe comes to and opens up themselves to you, you're not affected. If they share their stories, you're still not affected by what they're telling you, and that just shows that you've blocked your heart. Yeah, you're not open to what they're saying or they're sharing with you. Struggling to trust or forgive. Yes, this is a big one, because in the forgiveness process, this is why a lot of people struggle to forgive, because they can't find it in their heart to forgive, right? And this means your heart is blocked. Fear of vulnerability. So you fear, what if people talk about me, they judge me? I can't really be fully open and be myself. That means your heart is blocked too. Difficulty maintaining relationships. Okay, so these are all fantastic. These are all symptoms which tell you that your heart chakra is blocked. Okay, now moving on to two questions you can ask yourself, which will tell you straight away if your heart chakra is blocked. Okay, that the questions are, for one is, do you give and receive love easily? Do you feel that love flows in and out very easily, or do you find that there's a block there? You can't really find that love within you to love others, uh, your children, your parents, your partner, and do you also find it difficult to feel loved? Right? You may be getting love from people, but you just can't feel it. Okay, so you can't receive it. Then your heart chakra is blocked. And as we will see in the next story that I'm going to share, if you're not a compassionate being, then your heart gets blocked too. Okay. So these are the two questions which will straight away tell you if your heart chakra is blocked. Now, going to the story that I was going to share, this is a video that I shared in the chat earlier. So it was about this person who came to me and said, let's do this session because I need to find out what is the reason for my high blood pressure, right? And as we went into the session, she went into life. I'm going to stop the share here so you can see me. By the way, this story is on my YouTube channel. So if you go into YouTube, you type in Vishal Shah meditation, you'll be able to see that story there. It is put down as high blood pressure or healing high blood pressure. So yeah, she saw herself as a deer or an antelope in a previous life, and she was in this forest where it was then accidentally burnt down by humans, actually, that come to be in the forest and then left the fire on, and then they had gone away. So the forest was burned down, and herself and her family, other deers and antelopes in the forest, were also burnt down and then died. Now, she's the reason why she was shown that life of hers, where she actually was experienced that, and it was, even though it was not intentional, it was still caused by humans, and as a result, the forest, the nature, animals suffered. So her seeing that, and the reason why the subconscious or the superconscious showed her that was because just when her blood pressure went up, and this was during just after or during COVID times, is because when at that time they had just gotten some dogs in their family home, and she was not very keen on letting them inside the house, so she kept them outside and was not very kind to them, a little bit nasty as well to them. So because she was not compassionate to the dogs, to also not, she was quite keen on her plants, but she, if there were insects on it, then she would kill them. And we all do sometimes, if we find an insect, rather than letting it out or taking it out, we actually stamp on it or kill it. So as she saw this, and the superconscious made her realize that this is the reason why her blood pressure had gone up, because she wasn't a compassionate person, especially, I mean, not to just to you, not to human beings, but especially to animals and insects. So that's the reason why she was shown that life. And when she came to that realization that actually, hang on, I haven't been a compassionate person, that the superconscious then cleared that heaviness from her heart chakra. right? That heaviness was actually blocking her heart chakra because of what she was doing to the animals and the insects. And it was only after the realization that the superconscious actually cleared it for her. And I never then go back and ask people like, have you has the blood pressure really come down or what has happened? But just a couple of days after we'd had this session, she messaged me and she said, "Hey Vishal, guess what? My blood pressure is lowest is lowest it's ever been for the last 3 years since it's been going up. It's the lowest that it's ever been." And I said, no surprise here, right? So I want to ask you if you've listened to this, and maybe some of you have actually seen this video, is what do you think? Why was the reason that the superconscious showed her this life of hers as a deer that was killed in the forest in the fire? What was it there to show her, such that to make her realize? If you type it in the chat, I'd like to know if you actually understood the story and the reason why the superconscious actually showed her that lifetime. So somebody's saying to show and feel love. Was that for this one? No, sorry, maybe not. She was hurt when she was a deer. Yes, that's right. So she was hurt. Yes, absolutely. And why did the superconscious show her that lifetime? What was it that she realized? For her to realize how it felt if you are exactly wonderful. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So for her to realize how it felt if you are at the receiving end. Absolutely. So when you are at the receiving end, it made her step into the shoes of those animals who are at the receiving end, right? And when she realized how it hurts and how awful it is, that suddenly she had this big realization that, hang on, what I'm doing is not right. And it was only after she had that realization that the superconscious was able to clear that heaviness off from her heart. So the question here for you again is, do you think the superconscious would have been able to clear that heaviness which was causing the high blood pressure in her heart if she hadn't realized that from deep within? Do you think the superconscious would have been able to clear that heaviness of her heart? No, exactly. Wonderful. Yes, so it was only until she had this deep realization that she then found that the superconscious then was able to let go of that heaviness from her heart. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to do it. So it is only through these deep realizations that we can actually let go of what we are holding. Because how many times have we been told, even in Jainism, that not to hurt any beings, or no matter how small they are, how minuscule or minute they are, try as much as possible not to hurt them. But yet, we sometimes don't, actually give any worth to that we've been taught. Or even if we do, then that realization hasn't really been set in. It's just in our conscious mind. It hasn't set in our deep uh, subconscious mind. Yeah, and it's only when it sets in there that you know that you will not will ever try and hurt anybody else or any being ever again, right? So this is what it was about. This is how then, when she realized that her high blood pressure then came down after the superconscious cleared her heart chakra with that heaviness. Okay, brilliant. So now let's go to lovely to see those answers coming in, because it just shows me that you're actually listening. Wonderful. So like I said, this video is available on my YouTube channel. You can go in and have a look at it. And whilst you're doing that, in the process, you can subscribe to it. That would be useful. And thank you for that. So now let's move on and see how your heart chakra is blocked. Okay, so just like last time, if you were there last time or the previous sessions, open your app and click on the Learn button. The Learn, which is in the middle here, between Discover and Profile. You won't be able to see the community and tracking for now. Just the Learn button there, And when you click on it, at the bottom, you want to scroll to where it says free online masterclass, and you click above that. So on that box there, the purple box, when you click on it, then this will open up, and the heart chakra form is right at the bottom. Okay, right at the bottom. So click on the heart chakra form as it opens up. I'm going to do the same as you do it, because and as it opens up, click on the form where it says my heart chakra score, and there you go. So once the form opens up, then you put your email, your first name, your last name, and then you start answering the questions. Okay, let me just open the form myself. So as you are opening it, we'll go through the questions together. Again, these questions are meant to be answered straight away without thinking about them, because the first answer that comes to you is the correct answer. Don't think about them too much. Put in your name, your email, your name, your first name, your last name. If you want to, you can give consent to that GDPR box there, and then you start. So the question is, the first one, do you lack love and compassion in your life? So you choose the right one. Okay, if you feel like you lack love and compassion in your life. Do you feel unworthy or skeptical of love? Okay, sometimes the love is there, but you feel unworthy or skeptical. You think about whether is this real, or is this just fake, or you feel like you're not worthy of it. Question number 3: do you lack that deep connection with your partner, or if you haven't got a partner now, with a previous partner you might have had, did you lack that deep connection? Yeah. So that's the question there. Question number 4: are you afraid of being alone? You don't feel like you could wait for the right relationship? Or if you are in a relationship, do you still feel lonely? Okay, that's what we talked about earlier. Even if you are in a relationship, do you still feel lonely? So answer that one. Number 5: are you quite icy cold in how you receive yourself and others? So we talked about that in the symptoms. When somebody approaches you, are you quite cold and icy? Maybe you've been told that, or maybe you felt that yourself. Do you give love? Number 6: do you give love in the hope of domineering someone, or in the hope of gaining recognition, or recognition to boost damaged self-esteem? Okay, so do you give love, so that kind of fake love, to just domineer someone? Do you do that? Are you antisocial? Number 7: are you antisocial, withdrawn, shy, and judgmental? Okay. So again, this is very much about being vulnerable. Maybe you feel like you're judged, because always judged people who feel judged, that they too are judgmental. Yeah. So again, answer that one. Number 8: do you feel lonely and unloved even if you are in a relationship? Do you feel lonely and unloved even if you are in a relationship? Number 9: have you had age inappropriate responsibilities? So as you were growing up, when you were a child, maybe you were given some responsibilities that maybe a child should not have, right? Some responsibilities, maybe you were asked to work somewhere, or maybe do some chores at home, which a child shouldn't do. I mean, it's okay to do some simple chores, but maybe, the difficult ones, you were asked to do them too. Number 10: do you have temper tantrums, violent outbursts, and are overly aggressive? So that's quite straightforward. And then you come to the physical symptoms. Have you got high blood pressure and circulatory issues? So this is something that you can answer. So have you got high blood pressure and circulatory issues? Number 2: do you suffer from lung problems like asthma or any lung related diseases, and have had upper back problems? So again, we talked about asthma. If you've had that in your childhood as well, if you don't have it now, but you had it in your childhood, still answer that. And then, have you or your mother had breast cancer? So this is for the women, and Of course, the men will just say not at all. Or if the men, their mother had breast cancer, then you've got to answer that. Yeah. Number four, have you or your parents had heart problems such as angina or even a heart attack? Okay. So this is number four in the physical symptoms. And then number five, do you or your parents suffer from an autoimmune disease? Okay. So then just submit your answers. It will give you a score, and then put down in the chat what score you got. It'd be nice to know. What is it that you got for your heart chakra score? 25. So anything above 25, I mean above 20, it means that your heart chakra is definitely blocked. Anything between 10 and 19 means it is slightly blocked, and anything between 0 and 9 means that it is open. Fantastic. So 31, someone's got 25, 3, 12, 10. 3 is wonderful. 8 is also good. 31, 6. 6 is good. 11, 12. Okay, 2 is very good. 11, 3, 18, 17. And again, it's not about comparing or judging anyone at this point. This is where you are at, right? If you've got a high score, that's fine. At least you know where you are, and now you can work towards opening up your heart chakra. So don't be afraid. You can put it down, and yeah, at least you know where you are at, right? Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about the control dramas. This is how we actually suck energy from others, and we've been doing this since we were born. Our parents do it. Everyone does it. Okay, until you become aware of this, being in these control dramas will keep you in this cycle. You'll just be going round and round in circles, and you will not be moving forward. So today, hopefully, when you become aware of these four types of control dramas. There are more maybe, but these are the main four ones, and I'm sure you will recognize the ones that maybe you play, or even your loved ones, your parents, your partner, your children, because these are also then either passed on, or sometimes what happens is children actually get the opposite control dramas than what their parents have, right? So, but this keeps them in the circle, because when you keep on playing these control dramas, you can't really move forward. So, for example, if an opportunity comes through, whether it's in work, relationships, etc., you're not able to grab that opportunity, because a lot of the times, these control dramas are unconscious. They're just being played out without you even being aware of them, right? So today we will become aware of them, and then what we want to do is we will want to stop playing these control dramas, okay? And the way to stop playing these control dramas is where we are full of energy. The only reason why we play these control dramas is because we lack in energy, okay? We lack in energy, so what we try and, just like a vampire who's trying to suck blood out of its victim, we try and suck energy out of our victims, okay? So, but imagine if your cup is full, then there's no need to do that, right? So today's meditation, in fact, and this is why it's connected to today's meditation, is because we will learn in today's meditation of how to always keep our cup full, so we don't get sucked into, or we don't suck other people's energy, whether it's knowing it or without knowing it, okay? So the first type of control drama, and I want you to recognize this, okay? You may recognize your family members, yourself as well, that you are maybe one of these control dramas. So I'll label them as 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then at the end I'm going to ask you, which one are you? Because it's more important to recognize which one you are, and then you can, of course, recognize the ones that your members are, or your friends, etc. So the first one is the intimidator. Now, the intimidator, also, what they do is they take energy by threat. Somebody who is very aggressive, who keeps on getting angry, forces people to pay attention using fear. So those type of people who, and I'm sure we all know someone, or maybe it's you, who is an intimidator, who intimidates people, right? And tries to get their energy through, or first their attention, and when they get their attention through fear, that's how the energy flows to them. Okay, I'll give you my example. I'm happy to share. My dad is one, and in fact, from him, I before actually figured all this out, I was one too. I was quite intimidating, and but then once I was aware of it, then I stopped playing those kind of control dramas, and now life just flows really well. Um, interrogator. Now, interrogator is somebody who steals energy by judging and questioning. You know those type of people who ask you questions over and over again, and then they pick out something from your answers and then hone into that and then talk about it and make you feel guilty, right? Or they ask you questions, more questions about it, and then when you are sucked into that, your energy is drawn to them. Okay. Now, I'm sure again, some of you may know who in your family or even yourself, you might be one, and they make you feel inferior, by finding faults. My mom was that. I don't know if she still is, but again, we don't blame people. We don't blame our parents or anyone because remember, like I said, a lot of the times they're doing this unconsciously. They're not even aware of it. And because of my parents both being an intimidator and an interrogator, I took on those qualities as well. Okay. So the third one now is the aloof one. The aloof one is one where they act hard to get. We've all got that one friend who's like, you try calling him or her and they don't pick up your phone, or they don't return your call, and then they tell those kind of stories that you've heard about before. Yeah, I've got a friend like that, who always like tries to kind of keep himself like mysterious, So when you want to find out more and you want to know why he or she is mysterious or is not picking your phone up, and you're then saying why he or she is ghosting me and all that stuff, then your energy is drawn towards them. So the idea is to stop, giving them that energy by, okay, he or she doesn't want to call me, or he or she doesn't want to return my call. That's fine. That's he or she is, and it's not like again we blame them or anything, but we accept them for who they are, right? So the third one is the aloof one. Maybe you are that too. And poor me, we also know those kind of people who are always making us feel guilty. And they talk about themselves and how everything is going wrong for them, how they keep on complaining without any solutions, and sometimes you feel sorry for them, and the moment you feel sorry for them, the energy is drawn towards them, right? So this is the fourth one where it says poor me. Now in the chat, I want to see which one are you. Just be honest. Write down 1, 2, 3, or 4, whether it's okay, so someone's shared 4, 1, 2, 2. Yeah. Someone says none of them. Fantastic. So you're out of the circle. 4. Okay. 2 and 4. Brilliant. Yeah, and sometimes it can be more than one. So well done. Yeah, we're recognizing 2. So a lot of people are saying none. Okay, brilliant. 4 again. Can you be 2 different ones? Yes, you can. You can be 2. 3, 4. Fantastic. So well done. This is where you recognize what you are, right? And you want to now stop playing these. And the way to stop playing these dramas is not easy because, like I said, they're unconscious. The only way you can stop playing these dramas is by getting your cup full. So why we play these control dramas is because our cup is not full. Yeah. So the next thing what we'll do is we will do this meditation where it will show us how to keep our cup full. Okay. So let us do this. Everyone sit back, relax, sit comfortably. I'm just going to connect my microphone and headphones. I'm going to stop the share as well so you can see me. So this is a beautiful meditation. Let me just connect the microphone. Once I do that, sit comfortably. You may even have a shawl that you may want to wear. Keep yourself warm. Okay, so let us begin. Everyone ready? Yeah, I'm just going to share the sound. Just bear with me. So whilst I do that, start closing your eyes. Start taking deep breaths in. I'm going to put on the music as well. Okay. So just starting the music, I want you to tell me if you can hear my voice and the music, or do you want one louder than the other, or is it okay? Is my voice and the music okay? So someone says loud. Okay, brilliant. You can hear my voice and the music. Okay, both are at a good level. Yes. All right, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so taking deep breaths in, closing your eyes. In this meditation, we're going to learn how to get energy from nature. There's plenty of energy around us. We're going to learn how to make our cup full so that we don't play any control dramas. And when we don't play any control dramas, we can actually move forward in life rather than going round in circles. So taking a deep breath in. Music can be slightly, thank you, Rena. Okay, so closing your eyes, taking deep breaths. You may see the air that you breathe in, that is prana, the life force energy that surrounds us, going in through your nostrils, into your lungs, and out. Allow the music to take you deeper and deeper into yourself. If there are any thoughts that come, let them pass, let them drift by, and just focus in the here and now. Allow yourself to focus on your heart. Keeping on taking deep breaths. With the next deep breath in, see yourself in a lush green forest, standing on this path. It is dawn, the sky is pink, and you can feel a warm breeze blowing from behind you. You look around and you see yourself surrounded by trees and plants. You can also see animals running around, rabbits hopping, squirrels going up and down the trees, and butterflies flying around in the air. As you focus on the environment around you, you begin walking down this path. You look around and you see that the path forks into two. You reach where it parts, and you look down one path. The path on the left is one that has been traveled by many, a path that leads to a life of misery, of no joy, of no love. The other path you see on the right has been traveled by a few, And it is a path full of love, a path where your life can be full of joy and excitement. Make a choice to take the path on your right. And you step forward and walk towards this path. On this path, you notice that the plants and trees are greener. The animals seem to be more energetic. As you see and feel the presence, everything displays the unique beauty and shape of the plants, the trees, and the animals, and the way colors seem to glow and appear brighter. Try to experience this feeling of closeness, the feeling that no matter how far away something is, that you can touch it, connect with it, and breathe it in. As you do that, the green forest now sends its loving energy to you. The energy comes in, funneling through to the front, entering your heart center. You may see this energy as golden specks of light, energy of gratitude and love. As you take in long and deep breaths, you allow these golden specks of light to enter your heart center. Taking long, deep breaths, these golden specks of light coming from the forest come into your heart center. And as you visualize it this way, each breath pulls in energy into you and fills you up with love. You become more energized, feeling much lighter and more buoyant. This energy is soaked up by your heart and then pumped to the rest of your body. Just like how the heart pumps your body throughout, the whole body. Imagine it as love from nature being diffused through all the capillaries, the blood vessels, the arteries, the veins, and into every organ in your body and into every other cell, going through the totality of your being. And at this point, just stay still, experiencing this beautiful energy moving throughout your body. These golden specks of light going through your body, making you feel really energized. Keeping on breathing more and more of these golden specks of light into your heart center. From your heart, then being pumped throughout your body, just like how the blood is pumped into each and every organ, every cell in your body. Having taken in enough of these golden specks of light, you now see a glowing golden sphere forming at your heart center. The golden sphere slowly spreads to the rest of your body, like a bubble full of air, covering the top of your head and the bottom of your feet. Now fully surrounded by it, feel its pure and healing energy, full of love and gratitude. Feeling this in every part of your being. Warm, fuzzy feeling that has always been there, only that you had been looking for it outside of you. Looking for it in the control dramas that you play. You understand that the love within attracts more love to you. Then you rest in this awareness for a while. And now, having experienced this beautiful love from the forest, this energy that has really filled you up, you hold your hands out and bringing them together in gratitude of the forest. You bow down to the forest. Then taking 3 deep breaths. Slowly start coming back to your seat. And on the 4th breath in, slowly when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Okay, let me just take the microphone out. So if you can share how it was for you, did you feel the energy from the forest? Did you feel it coming into your heart chakra and then going throughout your body? Put that down in the chat. I want to see how you felt. Little tightness in the chest, okay, yeah. So it's making you aware of maybe there's something there that you need to address. Feel hot, got sleepy towards the end. Amazing, light and free. I could see the bright lights in me, wonderful. Yes, very light-hearted, brilliant. So lots of colors, tingly head, awesome, awesome. So this tells me that you are all meditators. Wonderful, it's so nice to see that. Beautiful golden inside, light-hearted, felt good, so light, felt relaxed and lovely music, went to sleep, that's fine. Brilliant, this is so good to see all your feedback. Now, if you felt tightness, it just means that, you're holding something there. This is the way that, the heart chakra, this meditation tells you that there's something that you need to work on, okay? So, wonderful. This is really nice to see. Let me share the slides. I think that's all we actually had for today. So the idea was that if you do this meditation regularly, you will stop playing your control dramas and you will actually be able to move forward in your life. Okay. Just quickly going back to see if there's anything else left on the slides. I don't think there is. So yeah, thank you. That's what it is. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions, so I hope Kilith or Anish has put them down. And then just to remind you that we are back on the 6th of January, where we now go up on the top three chakras. We will have a recap of what we've done so far, and then we'll go up the rest of the three chakras, which are the spiritual, the metaphysical chakras. So on that week, wear blue. Actually, the first session will be a recap, so you can wear anything. The one after that is where you will wear blue, because that's the color of the throat chakra. So yes, any questions you might have, I'm sure you must have sent those over to the admin team, so I'm happy to answer those. I hope you've got a little bit of time.
Cool. Thank you, Vishal. Hope everyone enjoyed today's meditation. And as mentioned, this is the last session of the year. I haven't seen too many questions in the chat. I've got two here. The first one being, why would if a parent has a heart problem or breast cancer, etc., why would it affect your heart chakra?
Right, good question. So we do take on energy from our ancestors, our parents, like even science says that, called genetics. So, or genes. So that energy does come into us. So it does affect. If theirs was blocked, we need to work on that too. Because, we are not living this life just by ourselves. We are actually living this life for our ancestors too, unfortunately, if that wasn't what you were looking for. But yes, we are. So we do take on their energy and their emotions, and even what they've been through as well. So positive and negative, not just negative. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And the second one I had was, can one be a control drama type and act out those behaviors out of love? I believe this was referring to something you had on your slides, I think with the four.
The control dramas, yes. So
Yeah.
acting those control dramas out of love is not real love then, right? Is in fact it relates to one of the questions in the app, which was, are you showing love to domineer someone? Yeah, and so that's not real love. That's wanting to control someone through love, through showing love. So yeah, that's you can do that, but it's yeah, it's still a control drama.
Okay. I've just seen one in the chat. How would autoimmune conditions affect hearts?
So autoimmune conditions, if you think about it, that's autoimmune means any illnesses where your own body is fighting against you. And it's a lot to do with the heart because, when we get hurt, the feeling, that emotion of hurt gets to our heart. And somehow when we get hurt, we tend to blame ourselves, isn't it? We kind of kick ourselves, or we think about, oh, we must have done something wrong to deserve this. So when we kind of blame ourselves and we 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 don't like ourselves, we don't love ourselves enough, yeah, it's the body's way of in manifesting that illness in you, where your own body is attacking you. That's what autoimmune is about.
Okay, cool. And I think the final question I can see is sort of any suggestions on what meditations we should be practicing over the next few weeks until the next session in the new year.
Fantastic. So we've done 5 sessions so far. Each session has a meditation. Okay, so you can go back on those replays. We put a timestamp on those replays, so you know where exactly to start these meditations. So what you could do is practice those 5 meditations, and until we come back, that's something that you can do. Also, you can practice the chanting. So especially the lower chakras are the ones that are the most difficult chakras to open up. So, focus on those chakras, practice the chanting for those chakras. That will help you open up the lower chakras and keep them open, and the meditations, like I said, as well. So carry on doing that until we come back on the 6th of January. Okay.
Does meditation help lower blood pressure?
Meditation does, absolutely, it does. It may not do it permanently, but it can help in the short term, where meditation helps de-stress us. So, blood pressure sometimes is caused by a lot of stress too, right? So yeah, meditation can help lower it down. However, if you want to completely get rid of it or bring it down permanently, then it's worth exploring working with your superconscious mind, where you go to the root of the issue, like we did with, in that example that I gave earlier.
Cool. And I guess these sessions that we are running, they'll stay on YouTube indefinitely. They won't be deleted after the sort of 10 weeks.
Yes, I'm assuming that. Yeah, at the end, it's the admin team. I think
Okay,
will know
yeah,
better than that. Yeah.
yeah. Stay tuned for a WhatsApp message on that. But yeah, I think that's it. So
Uh, Thanks, Anish. Thanks, Vishal. So just kill it here. I don't know if I'm just repeating some questions. There's a couple of questions which came in. Um, how can we hear the correct frequency? So obviously, what you're sharing on the sessions on our Zoom today,
Mhm.
is that the correct frequency, or is there a way we can listen to them?
Yes, there are these frequencies. You'll also find them on YouTube. If you just type in, the frequency for the heart chakra, for example, it will come up with the right music with that frequency, and you'll be able to, get those songs or tunes in that frequency range. So you should be able to hear that. Yeah.
Brilliant. And not sure if I'm repeating this question, Anish. Sorry if you asked. Why would, if a parent has a heart problem or any type of cancer, etc., etc., affect your heart chakra?
Yeah, we answered that one. So yeah, that's to do with our us carrying ancestral trauma as well. So we don't, like I said, we don't take on um, just our own energy, but we also take on emotions and energies from our ancestors. So just like in science, they say your genes. You sometimes have illnesses that come about because your parents had it. In the same way, we carry those energies in our chakras as well.
Brilliant. Anish, I know a few more questions have come through.
how, yeah, how to practice chanting.
How to practice chanting.
Yeah.
So for the heart chakra, it is the yum, right? So if I can show you right now, just I'll do a yum so you know how to chant this. Yeah. So essentially, you're just closing your eyes. You're taking a deep breath in, and on the breath out, you're doing the chant. When you're chanting, you focus on the chakra that you're chanting for. So, for example, if it's the heart chakra, you're focusing on the heart chakra, and you'll find that this chant will really, as long as it's not blocked. If it's blocked, you might feel like a lot of people, even in the meditation, felt a little bit of tightness or stretching sort of sensation. You might feel that it's just telling you that it is blocked. But if it's not blocked, you'll feel a nice kind of vibration on these chakras, whichever chakra you're chanting on. Yeah. So I'll just give you an example right now. So you just close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and then you begin. Yeah. Deep breath in again, and then you open your eyes. Okay. So that was a nice long chant. I mean, you don't have to push yourself so much. Just do it within your capacity, your lung capacity. But what you find is that the heart chakra, will vibrate really nicely. And if it doesn't, uh, you might feel a little bit of pain, discomfort, tightness. Then that means there's a block there. But the chanting will help, bring especially the surface level blockages and let go of it.
Another one that's come through. How would you describe narcissistic?
Narcissistic behavior,
Yeah.
or relationship. So those kind of relationships are quite toxic, and usually they are one way. And one thing, like we talked about, especially in the solar plexus, is if it's from a family member that is narcissistic, it's always good to take a break. Making sure that it's not a reflection of of what you are holding within. Yeah, the only way you can make sure it's not a reflection of what you're holding within is that you're not triggered by it. If you're triggered by it, then you've got to work on yourself first. But if you're not triggered and all you have for them is unconditional love, then and yet that toxic relationship is still there, then it's good to take a break. Now, with family members, you can't really leave them and completely disconnect with them. You've always got to maintain that unconditional love for them. But if you are married to someone, your partner, if you have, you know, that is not permanent. You can leave them if it gets to that point, but make sure before you take that decision is that you are clear. You're not triggered by it. All you hold for them is unconditional love, because if you are triggered by it, that means that you've got to work on yourself first. Yeah.
Cool. Follow up from that. What control drama would you describe narcissism?
uh, it depends what kind of control drama they have, right? Are they an intimidator, or are they an interrogator, or are they the aloof me kind of who's quite mysterious, because they could be the poor me. So these are all different ways of how they can suck your energy, right? So you've got to identify which one. But usually a narcissistic kind of toxic relationship is an intimidator, right? But it could be more the passive control dramas as well. So
And looks like, yeah. So today I fell asleep during the meditation, but will it still affect me positively through my subconscious mind?
that's a good question. So a lot of people ask me that, and A is, it can. So if you are in a state between your theta and your delta state of mind when you're asleep, then it can certainly affect your subconscious mind. If you're in a very deep sleep, then maybe not. Yeah, if you're completely in the delta state, but it's more likely if you slept now, then it affects you nevertheless, because you wouldn't be likely to have had a deep sleep right now. Yeah. So yes, it still works with your subconscious mind. Absolutely.
Okay, great. That was the final question for tonight. Yeah, so once again, this was the final session of the year. We'll see everyone back on January the 6th, and I hope everyone has a happy new year. Thank you, Vishal.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to everyone. Enjoy this festive period, and see you next year in January, 6th of January. Thank you, Anish and admin team. Thank you.
Likewise.